But I really liked what I did at Oscar Mayer, so I thought, well, how can I combine business and do what I'm doing at Oscar Mayer? So I kind of went to some of my suppliers who were similar to Apache at that time and kind of picked their brain a little bit and stuff. And I learned an awful lot at Oscar Mayer as far as job costing and all that kind of stuff and things. And so then from there I put together a business perspective and stuff. And so I needed to find an investor to kind of help me get started. So I found Fran Bogner here in Beaver Dam. So I had some cash, Fran had some cash, and Fran had an old building. He was looking for a tenant. So it kind of made a good partnership. I think I had a philosophy. If you're standing still, you're going backwards, you just don't know it. So you have to really look back, and each 3 years you better have a reasonable amount of growth. And the only way you get the reasonable growth is diversifying your customer base. And so I know some companies in the area were like one single industry. And let's say the canning industry. And if the canning industry was booming, they were booming. Canning industry was in the tanks, they were in the tanks. And so I didn't want to be that way. So I wanted to be in multiple industries. Well, I think that Mepaco was a big addition for us. It had been a great meat packing business for quite a while. Obviously, it kind of gave Apache Stainless kind of instant credibility in the meat industry because Mepaco was such a well-established name, and Apache Stainless was, basically a stainless steel fabricator. I was getting to be 60 years old and had all these families that depended on me. But then I hooked up with Dexter, and because Pat Albregts and the Dexter team were Wisconsin people at heart, so I thought that was a better way to go on things. And obviously it has turned out very, very well for everybody. So.
Well, I started at Dexter in 2004, and one of the first assignments that the board at that time gave me was to grow the business. So I quickly came to the conclusion that we needed to grow our business by acquiring some companies, and Apache was on that short list. And one of the important things when you're acquiring a business and bringing them into an ESOP is you have to find a seller who's willing, who wants their company to remain in the hands of the employees that are there. And that was really important to Duane. We wanted a good company that did things that we were familiar with, like building and fabricating and making things out of stainless steel. But I think after 20 years, if you ask most of the people who were around at that time, they'd say it's been a really, really great ride. Apache has had an incredible impact on the world we live in, if you will. And I think of all the places that I often go, where I look at things and I say, wow, we were a big part of that. I can't walk through a store that's got a fresh pet display of product that they're selling without thinking about Apache, because I know that we've been a big part of that company's success. They've been a part of our success. And a lot of people in the world have benefited because our two companies got together and did a lot of good things with each other. But you can walk through the frozen food aisle of a lot of grocery stores. You can walk through, you can go to clinics and pharmacies and go to virtually any walk of life, that a normal person has in America and around the world for that matter. And in some way, shape, or form, you can tie it back to Apache and how they've had a positive impact on that.
So my vision for Apache has evolved since the time I came here, and it still evolves to this day. As we look at our strategies and where we're planning and where we're going to, every day I see something different within Apache that we can do. But mostly, what I see with Apache is the potential. And once you understand that stainless steel is different than everything else that you work with, and how great we are at manufacturing what we do and then supporting it and servicing it as needed out in the field and working with our customers, you really sense that there is something special here at Apache that we can take out into the marketplace needs and they're looking for. It goes back to employee ownership, and I really do feel that everybody, when they come to work every day, look and see that they're a part of something that's a part of them, right? That employee ownership really drives through in everything that we do. And the talents that we have within the business and the things that we work on, every day you see that employee ownership. And I think that vision for Apache is absolutely limitless based on the talents that we have here and things that we can do within stainless steel that other people can't do, and us standing behind the equipment that we service that's best in the world, in all honesty.